One of the great things about being at the University of Nebraska is being around the best of the best. And when I think about the best athletes in college athletics, really in sports today, I think of our next guest, the one, the only, Becca Allick. Come on in, Becca. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
One of my favorite athletes. As you know, I'm a proud girl dad, and I didn't know anything about volleyball until I got to Nebraska. Like, we were North Carolina soccer, and I started showing up at, like, even youth volleyball matches. It's a serious thing here.
Oh, yeah.
So when did you start playing?
I had my first ever camp when I was 7, and I started playing competitive club when I was 11.
Any other sports?
Oh, yeah, basketball. Basketball was my first love.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I wanted to be the first woman in the NBA.
No, hopefully everyone knows Rebekah's brother, Josiah, great basketball player here. One of my favorite guys too. I see him sometimes riding downtown with a mink coat on his bike, and
yeah,
just full of personality. Could you beat him?
Oh no, he told me I couldn't beat him even if he was in a wheelchair. So he's not wrong. He's got long reach. So yeah.
So what happens if, like, there's a couple injuries and Amy calls you and says, "Hey, can you come out and give us a couple of minutes?"
Oh, Amy, maybe. She's cool.
Yes, she is.
So I might put up a couple, but I don't know. I have to think about it.
So what made you fall in love with volleyball?
Oh my gosh, it was hard. I got really bored in basketball.
Okay.
It just came really natural. My mom was a basketball player in college. My dad was also a college athlete, and so I don't know, the handle of it all came pretty quick. Mm-hmm. I would argue that if I had goggles sooner, I probably would have never joined volleyball because my jump shot was always off, and now it makes sense why.
It was the goggles.
It was the goggles. I didn't get contacts until I was in college.
We almost were robbed of one of the great volleyball players of our time. But thank goodness for those goggles. Now, I came out 2 weeks ago. I had a chance to see you guys. Well, I had a chance to go to the inter squad match.
Yeah.
Which that's some pretty good competition.
Oh yeah.
That might be one of the best. And then I saw the alumni match, which was amazing. But then I had a chance. You were AVCA Player of the Week. You were Player of the Match against Stanford. Like, what is it like in these big moments that just frees you up to play the way that you play? It seems like you're always at your best when your best is required.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of it just comes down to discipline. Jordan Larson, she's one of my favorite people, coaches, just all around people to have in my life. Just looking at the game through her eyes, like, it's just a moment, and yeah, you can appreciate it, but never make it bigger than what it is. At the end of the day, it's just a sport that you've been doing, in places like this, and so as long as I know I'm kicking my own butt in practice, the games are actually a lot easier.
So what is volleyball practice? I know football practice, right? We run into each other, we yell, we scream.
Right.
What is volleyball practice like? Is it competitive? Is it technical? Like, how do you operate in that world?
Oh yeah, I would say it's both. I mean, I really love how Danny's changed some things up with a few of the drills. Even when we're running through the opponent's lineup, we're keeping score. So, and depending on the drill, so say we're playing sixes and whoever wins the best, like 3 out of 5, you get to go put a point on the board.
Oh, really?
Just under your name. And so I don't really know when that's going to end, if it's going to be at the start of like Big Ten or whatever, but yeah, there's a lot of competition in the gym. But technically speaking, yeah, we get a lot of positional work in, but that just comes up to being like a grown woman about it. Like, it's very easy for me at my point in my career to go through the motions. And so yeah, I could probably get away with it. But when I'm tired, like, that's what's gonna kick in. And so if I go through the motions in practice when I'm tired, what's gonna change in a game? And so I make everything hard. I want perfect reps every single time. And I would argue, like, yeah, I'm really good at blocking. And it's easy to get praise from my coaches and my teammates, be like, oh, that was such a good round, but it wasn't to my standard. And so I might come off as ornery and all of that, but like,
I come off that way too sometimes. I'm glad we have that.
Oh yeah, no, you gotta be. I mean, at the end of the day, if your standard is above everyone else's and they don't know that, like, you're gonna seem like such a, I can't curse. You're gonna seem like such an ass though.
Right.
But in your world, it's like, that's not your standard. And so if it's not reaching your standard, that's the only opinion that matters.
I think that's such a, especially for me, like, as I'm adjusted, I've been coaching now for almost 30 years.
Yeah.
And I think the one word that seems to resonate with, like, the guys I'm coaching today is standard. Like, we all understand, like, hey, what do I accept? Like, how do you deal with, social media, the pressure from the outside? Like, it just seems like, when I played, if I had a bad play, I was like, oh, coach is going to yell at me on Monday. I watch our guys. I'm assuming it's the same for you. Like, you might open up your phone 5 minutes later after the game and positive, negative. How do you deal with all that stuff in today's society?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, like with the accolades and all, it's pretty new to me. I'm not really used to the recognition. So it feels good, but honestly, like, these people don't have any clue what they're talking about. And I'm like, I have been putting up these numbers. I have been doing this since my freshman year. Obviously, it's gotten more fine-tuned each year. But I've been kicking butt like every year. And have you ever seen that interview with Iona Mar? When this interviewer asked her if she ever struggled with imposter syndrome and, not feeling like she belonged or was this or whatever. She goes, I don't have that. And I used to think I had to have that in order to be like humble in that, but at the end of the day, like, I know I'm really good. And I'm very appreciative that the accolades are showing up, but I don't do it for the accolades. I do it because I love the sport. I like, even back in club, I got some like accolades back then, like some watch lists and stuff. But to me, like, I wanted to find the best girl in the gym and I wanted to go block her. I remember watching Lindsay Krause. She was insane back in club.
Let's go one more lap around. One more lap. I like the tempo of while we're walking.
Yeah. I remember hearing her hit. Like, she hit it so hard you could hear it like 2 courts over. And I remember I watched her. I was like, oh, wow. And then she hit the ball again. I was like, I want to block that ball. I don't know. I've always wanted to find the best in the room and, like, I want to challenge them.
That's how I feel like when I go to media days. I see their coaches and I'm like, hey, good to see you. And I'm like, I want to play this guy so
That's what
bad.
I'm saying, man. Nothing beats, like, like in the ring when you're actually with them, because they can go home and get all the accolades and praise and social media likes, but they will always know deep down in their heart that you beat them. And that will keep them up at night.
I love that.
Because the next time they see you, like, damn. Because when the cameras go off, they know that they're not number one. So that's the stuff that keeps me going. Like, I'm gonna settle down in my life wherever I am in 10 years, and the best of the best will know that I beat them.
That's right. I love that. Now, you're great at what you do on the court, but that's not the entirety of who you are.
Right.
And your faith is a big part of your life. Where did that come from, and how does that help you in your journey as a young person today?
Yeah, oh my gosh, it's everything to me. I have a crucifix right above my bed, and I check on him every morning, and I check on him before I go to bed. And my faith, Jesus, he keeps me incredibly grounded. I love the dude. Sometimes I feel like I'm downplaying it, but he really is my everything. And I feel like for some Christians who are outside of that, until you really reach that intimacy, it will sound weird. But when you do get to that point, it's like, he is my first love. And in that, I want to honor him in everything that I do. And I know I get carried away, and he knows I get carried away. And it's just a matter of having that conversation with him in prayer, when I go to church, when I go pray in the chapel and things like that. And so it's just being brutally honest. He's drastically changed the way that I view myself, and outside of sport, just as a woman, like, the way that I dress has changed immensely over the last 3 years, just on who I want to be as a woman of God. My language, again, I get carried away in the name of sport, but I don't know, like, I really lost a desire to please those that don't know him, because I just feel like as a Christian, like, brother to sister, like, when you know him, you're able to see that other person better. And so unless they know him, like, we don't have much to talk about, in the name of character and how to treat each other. Like, we can talk about superficial things, but when push comes to shove, like, I'm waiting for him to tell me who I am instead of them. So. Well,
one of the things I think is important, one of the first times you and I actually, got to know each other just even a little bit was when Father had approached me about going to talk at the prison. And he said that you were going to do it. And I know you've actually gone and done it. So it's not like you're saying, hey, you're not going to go be around people who don't believe, because obviously you go and you go and speak to everybody. What was that experience like, going and talking to prisoners and sharing your story?
Oh my gosh, it made me incredibly emotional. Actually driving up, just because in their circumstance, they have every excuse to be angry and bitter and this and that and all these different things, and yet they still choose to attend Mass. And I can't imagine some of the ridicule they maybe get from their cellmates or other inmates, and yet they choose to show up. And like, one of the things that I told them was, it took you coming here for you to come to the house of God. And so it was really special for me to share Mass with them. And Jesus always talks about, like, he's there for the yearning, the weak, the crying, like those that have fully had everything physical taken away from them, that's where he can truly reach them. And I'm like, you guys, I don't think you realize, like you are in a prime position to fall in love with Jesus. Because people will have everything. They'll have money, they'll have women, they'll have access, all of these different things that keep them distracted. But when you've been stripped and you're bare, like, oh, how beautiful is that? And he can be there. He will be what wakes you up in the morning, what keeps you disciplined to actually get out of prison. So just their faith. And like, I didn't really see them as like scary men, more of just like, I just saw them more for their hearts, and just that they were seeking. I thought that was really cool.
So you finish the season out, win the national championship, we do all the great things we're going to do.
Right.
And then 10 years from now, you're doing what? What's when you look into the future, not knowing what it'll be, but like, you know, just what are your hopes and dreams for what lies ahead?
Well, a lot of it I don't actually know, just because I'm trying to take it day by day with God. But long-term goals, what I would love, I want to be a mom. I want to be married. So I would love that. I want to have as many kids as possible. I have 2 that you can borrow anytime you want. Vivi, Leona, they will come hang out with you anytime. That is awesome. I want to have one in the Olympics. So I want a gold medal representing the best country in the world. And I actually want to own my own like construction business.
Really?
Yeah, I want to work more with like lower middle class and just rebuild homes, because I understand what it's like for a house to always be under renovation, and just to give someone a finished basement, a finished bedroom, like it really goes a long way. So. And
when you leave here, and you talk to the people that were around you, like people in the program, people that you played with, people that, you know, all the people that work with us every day, from the people in the cafeteria to the people in academics, and just the people who really know you.
Right.
What do you hope your legacy is leaving the University of Nebraska?
Oh gosh. That's a good question.
Thank you. I asked a good question.
No, that one's really good. Gosh, can I say a couple things?
Please.
So one of them, like just with my teammates and really anyone that I encountered here at Nebraska, like I wanted them to feel seen when they were talking to me. Like they didn't feel like they were talking to a wall, or I was just using up time because I was bored. Like I want them to actually feel like, oh yeah, like she sat there and she listened, and maybe we never talk again, but like I felt very seen by her. My overall legacy as an athlete, like I want them just to be, like I was described as like a warrior. Like nothing, like I always was in it for the fight. I wasn't in it for the accolades. Like I purely loved the fight. And so I want to be remembered just for not apologizing, for being myself. I even told Danny, I'm like, I want to walk out of this season with a couple yellow cards. Like I want to piss people off. Like I am just so tired of playing nice. And I feel like there's this new era of female athletes where we don't apologize for being mean. And it's about freaking time, because volleyball, it's actually way more intense than people paint it out to be. Like when you're actually going out it, you can tell when a hit in the face was on purpose. Like this game is intense.
I love that.
You know? And so, yeah, that's what I want my legacy to be as the athlete.
You know, my father, who was a football coach, basketball coach, women's basketball coach, and my father was also a minister, and my mom, and they're in Omaha now, and they do some work there, and then they go to Rwanda and do some work there. But my dad, when I had my daughter, and I had my second daughter, I remember him telling me, he said, just remember, raise warriors, not princesses. And obviously there's times where I dote on my daughters like a princess, but he said raise warriors, and that's just what you just said. Like, I loved, in women's basketball a couple years ago, I loved watching Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and I loved even like the controversy sometimes around it, because it's like we love that in men's sports. Like, why can't that be in women's sports? Why can't we? Like, I went to the Iowa Husker game, and we won the game. I remember watching Caitlin, and she was talking, and I wanted my daughters to see that. Like,
right.
Now, I will tell you this. I don't know where you stand on this. My youngest, Leona, if she loses a game, she walks off the court. She looks at me. She's like, if you'd get off your phone, we'd win. And she walks right to the car. So I told Amy Williams, I'm like, man, I got to calm her down. And Amy said, she's competitive. Let her be competitive. And I was like, you know what? I don't know if I'd have done that with Brian. So I think all of us, even with the best intentions, like we need to see and hear people like you, women like you saying, hey, we need to go out there. We need to play gritty and tough. And so I love that. And that's the way you play.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, I can't thank you enough for this time, but more importantly, I can't thank you for the example you set, for the courage you always show to speak your mind, to be who you are, and I think that's what we need. We need authentic people who leave a legacy. And I'll just tell you this from me, you've left an impact on me and my family in your short time here, and our short time together here. I know you've been here longer than me, but I'm grateful you take the time to share this with us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rhule.
Becca Allick, Olympian, winner, warrior.